Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Bonita from Pennies to Dollars, and I call my channel Pennies to Dollars because I believe if you take care of the pennies, the dollars will take care of themselves. And today we are going to talk about frugal living habits that I learned from having grandparents that were born in the late 1800s to early 1900s. My parents were older when they had me. They were 34 to 36. And so I grew up with some of these things just being our normal everyday lives, and I didn't think anything about it. But now I have realized how much that saved us back then because I still do these things today. And so we'll get right started with that. The first thing I would like to talk about is how we reused things instead of recycled things. Recycling wasn't even a thing back then. We just reused everything that we could until it didn't have a use anymore. And so some of the things that we reused were jars. And so this is a jar that we saved that we have nails in. My dad fixed his garage where he had a shelf, and he would save baby food jars, and he would affix the lid to the bottom of the shelves and put nuts and bolts and screws in the jars and then screw them into the lid where they were all hanging there. You could see through them, you could see what they were, you could see if you had the item that you needed, and he had his garage very organized. But we reused everything that we possibly could. I also have these jars from like the 1980s, I believe, early 80s. These are old ketchup jars. And if you can see, I put dried beans and lentils and things in them, and I have two that match. I actually measured out the components so that I had bookends in my kitchen, and I absolutely love these. They don't make these glass jars anymore like this, so I'm really glad that I kept them and that I made use of it. And I'm not a crafty person, but I get so many compliments on these. And then here's another one that I did, and it actually has a lid that says Mystic, and I don't even know what this is from. So if you do, let me know in the comments what you know that this jar is from. But I did this on this one as well. So there's different things that you can do to reuse things that actually will keep you from having to throw it away or recycle it. Now, if you can't reuse it, I'm all about recycling it. We do save plastic containers too. These make great little lunch containers until they can't be used anymore, and then you can put them in the recycle bin. We also reuse aluminum foil and plastic wrap if we can, if it hasn't gotten too messy. When I grew up, we saved all of our tin foil, is what we called it then, and we would wipe it down and air dry it, and even wipe down the plastic wrap and air dry it. And if it wasn't very messy, we would reuse it. And I still do that on holidays, especially when you're getting items out and heating them and reheating them and covering them and putting them away and getting them out again. I save the aluminum foil and the plastic wrap sometimes for days and just reuse that same. There's no reason to just have all of that be so disposable and wasteful when it's not even messy. I also reuse Christmas paper and gift bags. I know a lot of people will reuse gift bags, but we reuse Christmas paper. If it hasn't been torn up, or even if it's been torn up some, you can trim it down and again just fold it real carefully, keep it flat in a box, and reuse that the next year. It saves so much money on rebuying Christmas paper every year. We also try to repair anything that we can before we call in a repairman. And there are so many videos on YouTube now on how to fix just about anything. And my husband is not super tech savvy when it comes to repairing items around the house, but he is super smart. And so he can look up anything on YouTube and he can repair it. Whether it's your window is stuck down in your car and it won't go back up, or your washing machine won't drain. He has figured all of these things out just by watching YouTube videos and been able to repair them in our house. We've had to call out a repairman, I think once for the oven, and we were so sorry we did that because he just charged us an arm and a leg for, I mean, I could have bought a new oven for what he charged us. So if you can repair it yourself, that is the best route to go. We also save large cat food bags to recycle our items in. We live in the country, so we put anything that's recyclable in our bags, and then we save that to take it for the next trip into the recycle bin. And we also save anything that is scrap wise to reuse. If we have food that goes bad, which that rarely ever happens, we will give it to our outdoor cats. If we have old eggshells, and you can actually give those to your chickens, it will give them, instead of buying shell, it will make their shells harder when they produce eggs. And you can also crunch up the shells and put them around your plants outside, and it will keep the bugs away. We also have old produce go to our goat. I know not everybody has a goat, but this is just an example of how we reuse things so that things do not get wasted. If it's something that we can chop up and freeze, we do. If it's something that we can't, we do give it to our goat. He even likes old banana peels. So we save everything that we possibly can to reuse it. If this has been helpful to you, again, please subscribe. It really helps me, and it helps get our videos out there to help other people. So I hope that you will follow my channel, and I hope that you have a great day. Thanks for watching today.